Hi humans, it's Zoe London from Pauvre Boison, and welcome back to my silly little series where I am just doing a brief explanation of what is in a chapter of a super duper duper well-regarded, tried and true, we know that this is good wisdom self-help book in 5 minutes or less. So we're going to continue on with How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and now we are on to part 2 of the book, which is 6 ways to make people like you. And again, all of these ways are like basically just how to be a good person and how to be an enjoyable person to be around. Nothing to do with manipulation or finessing or anything. But again, even though everything that Carnegie talks about in his book is like super duper rudimentary when you think about it contextually, it's the kind of stuff that does require you to form habits to actually put it into action. So chapter 1 of part 2 is called Do This and You'll Be Welcome Anywhere. And the principle behind this chapter is literally just be genuinely interested in other people. And while that's the kind of thing that, just hearing that or reading that, it's like, well, yeah, duh, obviously we should just be interested in other people. It's not something that comes naturally for a lot of us. And I think we've all caught ourselves, accidentally interrupting somebody when they speak, or, even if we're not like this, I think we've all had a conversation with somebody at least once where, all they did was talk about themselves. And then as soon as you wanted to talk about yourself, they were like, okay, I gotta go, see you later, right? So that's the kind of thing that makes you not want to be around somebody, because of the fact that you're like, are you wanting to have a conversation with me or are you just monologuing here, right? But oppositely, when you become somebody where you really go out of your way to really listen to what somebody's saying, learn more about them, and actually engage with them instead of monologuing, it's the kind of thing that, while it sounds so simple, is actually so rare that it will really, really put you apart from other people, and it'll make you a really likable person to be around. Because again, other people like being around people who acknowledge them, make them feel special, make them feel heard, and make them feel safe. So in this chapter, there's obviously a lot of examples, but the best example that I found is a magician that Carnegie ended up interviewing after it was like, I think one of his last performances, if not his last performance off of Broadway. Again, this is in the 1930s, so it's a long time ago, but he was asking this magician, how did you do it? How did you become like the top magician ever? And the magician was like, honestly, what I found, especially in my field where, it's illusions and tricks and magic and stuff, there's so many people that, they view their audience as like, oh my God, they're so stupid to believe this, and how much can I get out of these people, right? But this is talking about the magician, I'm just really grateful that people are, taking the time and spending a little bit of their money to watch me do tricks, right? So every time, I would do a show, I would go out of my way to really take note of what my audience loved the most. And I would just keep refining my shows based on what my audience enjoyed the most, because I was just so grateful that they were taking the time to watch me do stuff that I like to do. And that is how he became so famous. Literally, because of the fact that he took the time, even while he was performing, to just really take note of what the people watching him were enjoying him doing. And then he just continued to implement that. And it was something so simple as just really being interested in his audience in the most sort of self-interested, performative context possible. And just in doing it in such a small way, he was able to build a massively successful career for himself. So that's just one example, and there are a lot of other ones in the book. But again, another perfect example is just going out of your way when you're having a conversation with someone to make sure that you're not just monologuing at them. You are genuinely listening to what they have to say. You're asking them questions. You're trying to focus the conversation on them more than on you, because everybody loves to talk about themselves, and everybody loves to feel like they are important, like they're respected, and like they're enjoying the conversation with you too. So that is the gist of How to Win Friends and Influence People, Part 2, Chapter 1. I hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much.